One of the corrupt methodologies of many of the deviant sects today that we are suffering from, and especially the Khawarij, their methodology into understanding Islam. They have a very corrupt, false methodology. They specify general rulings and they generalize specific rulings. I'll give you an example. Generalizing specific rulings. Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah Azza wa Jalla يقول وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Anybody who doesn't rule by Allah's ruling, then they are the kafirun. طيب. When the Khawarij come to this ayah, and of course they love this ayah, but ironically they misinterpret this ayah. They generalize it. Yani they say there is no excuse. Anybody who doesn't apply Allah's ruling, then they are kuffar, apostates. طيب يا حبيبي, from the time of the Sahaba until today, all of the ulama of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, all of them are on agreement that this ayah must be interpreted with tafsil, and it is a specific understanding to this ayah. They say that anybody who believes that Allah's ruling is equal to man-made rules, or Allah's ruling or man-made rules are better than Allah's ruling, then yes, they are apostates. Or Allah's ruling is inapplicable, or we cannot apply it in today. Yani khalas, we leave it. Nullify Allah's ruling. Then yes, this is bil ijma', takes you out of the folds of Islam. But they say if somebody doesn't apply Allah's rule, out of ignorance, out of temptation, out of greed, out of dunya, maybe forced, then they say he's not a kafir. See, it's specific, but they generalize it. طيب, let's go on the flip side. They specify general rulings. The Prophet ﷺ generally said, obey and listen and obey to Muslim rulers. They specify this hadith, or a hadith of dealing with Muslim rulers. How? They say, no, this is specific to whom? To just rulers. And some of these weirdos also, they say, may Allah guide them, they say, no, this is only for the Grand Khalifa. Yani if there's like many rulers today, no, this doesn't apply to them. Only when we have a Khalifa and we have Khilafah, then these rulers, then this ahadith or these ahadith apply. And wallahi, this is from their jahil. See how they specify this general ruling. But the Prophet ﷺ said in other ahadith, in one hadith, he described some of these rulers. He said, لا يستنون بسنتي ولا يهتدون بهدي قلوبهم قلوب الشياطين أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. And he said, these people don't follow the rulers. He's just describing them. He said, they don't follow my sunnah, they don't follow my way, and their hearts are the hearts of shayateen. Some of them are like that, corrupt rulers. Is this the description of a just ruler? The answer is, of course, no. Very clear. But the Prophet ﷺ concluded in this hadith that you have to listen and obey even if he strikes your back and even if he takes your money. This is also not just. So why did the Prophet say that? See, because they say, of course, and the logic behind this is that you don't cause division and more fitna and more harm into the society because of this. So you listen and obey in things that are permissible. But if he applies corruption on you or somebody else, then you also have to listen and obey, even if he is corrupt. See how they specify this general ruling. وهذا من جهلهم, because their methodology is not the methodology of the Salaf. Even if they claim, some of them claim, we are Atharis, we are Salafis. But when you look at their application and their understanding of Islam, you say, no, this is not the understanding of the Salaf. This is not the understanding of the Sahaba. You're just making up things. You're making up things. And this is very poisonous. And they go to all the ahadith and ayat and nusus and things like that. They apply the same thing. They generalize specific rulings and specify general rulings. What's the cure to this? Is that you have to go back to the understanding and interpretation of the Sahaba and the pious predecessors. Then you start to understand Islam properly. Not with your logic and your intellect. No, you understand it through the athar, through the narrations. And this is how you complete this religion. This is how you understand this religion correctly.